it's been 3 months since I've joined, and it feels like I've been here for a while now. Right now, I'm focused on the next three films. I think that's my biggest challenge. We're ready to release Finding Fanny, and then there's Bang Bang, and then there's Bombay Velvet. So honestly, I've really not had the time to, sink into a new world and a new culture and all of that. I think I've just come here and have been running, with the ball, and I'm really, really excited for having to do three different genres of film, and each one of them so differentiated from the other. So I'm really, really excited about that. I've had a splendid, time working at UTV, 9 years, and it really didn't feel that long ever. I have learned a lot, and to be able to challenge myself, to be able to challenge comfort levels, and all of that. And I think it's this learning that I will bring to this new company and be able to contribute to the cinema that we will back henceforth. I have been here actually only for 3 months, and I have walked into the campaigns of Finding Fanny to start with, and this will be my first campaign actually, so it's kind of special. I've really not had the kind of time and breathing space to pause and to really evaluate what has happened. But I think my biggest job is to look ahead. The studio is at the cusp of taking an important leap when it comes to creative partnerships, movies, in the kind of DNA that we want to represent as a studio. I think I've come at a time when the studio is obviously ready to take on bigger challenges, and that is exemplified in the three films that we're about to release. Rockstar has been in the business for the last 6 years. I think the initial stepping stones, starting from My Name is Khan, to be able to start from that film, to be able to give it that kind of release. It was actually one of the first studios to be able to give a non-traditional market release to a film like My Name is Khan. The actual strength of utilizing the strength and the muscle of a global studio was actually truly performed and demonstrated at that point in time. From there to where they are now, I think they've taken time, we have taken time, and we've done our learning. We've got an amazing track record in the South, where we've actually picked up learnings that we can also apply to our local slate. We're the leading studio when it comes to Hollywood. We are leading in terms of the revenue pie. Whether it comes to animation, if you just look at the kind of animation that we have delivered and the numbers that we continue to do so versus any other studio. So there is a clear edge that we have. There is a clear understanding that here's a Hollywood studio that has come to the industry, the actual demonstration of being able to exercise the expertise of a global strength and bring it to a local culture, and then be able to deliver more, be it with Bang Bang, where we've actually been able to adapt the Night and Day script, or being able to bring an action director from Hollywood to be able to work on Bang Bang, or be it getting a 3D SFX guy from Hollywood for us, or a creative partnership with Vishesh Films. If you look at that legacy of films, that actually is one of the most gratifying and creative partnerships in the industry today. The contribution from both partners is actually at an even playing field. So be it City Lights, where the actual was a remake of a Vox film, or be it partnering with Vishesh Films on the lovely scripts that they develop, and be able to bring that kind of unique strength on the post-production of a film, or the special effects of a film. I think that these are our building blocks. The Tamil success story, our relationship with Vishesh, the fact that we are now into a full-fledged production house. We've done our first big homegrown film, which is Bang Bang. Before we did Jolly LLB, and we're extremely proud of that film as well. So these are our initial building blocks, and now I think we're ready with our learnings, we're ready with what we want to really put out there as a studio, and the kind of content that we want to represent, which is differentiated, which is edgy, which is entertaining, and we don't want to subject ourselves to one DNA of content, and I'm happy to be here. The teaser has been a big success story. It has broken a lot of records, and I don't want to really look back and talk about all the good things that have happened. We are looking ahead because we have a long way to go. We are pitching this film as the biggest action romance entertainer. We've got the two hottest faces on screen, and we're going to have fun with the campaign. And yes, you're right, it will be one of the biggest, I feel that it will be one of the biggest grossers of our country. See, we're still firming up our final marketing plans. We're in the phase of actually being able to finally seal them up. But I think from the point of view of how we are positioning the film, we are very, very sure that this is being positioned as a romantic action entertainer, and that's how we're going to go with it across globally and not just in India. And it will be one of our biggest releases and will penetrate traditional and non-traditional markets. Yeah, I think, in terms of genres, all three different films that we have from the studio this year, which is Fanny, Bang Bang and Bombay Velvet, they're completely different from each other. And I guess that's why it gives us the kind of freedom and the flexibility to be able to, navigate various mediums and construct strategies which are bases the texture and fabric of a film. Now, when it comes to Finding Fanny, we're very sure that it's a unique film. I would not call it a small film. I think in the manner that Homie has made the film will appeal to the youth of the country. Language actually is really not a barrier. Once a film connects with you, it connects with you. And I think that's the kind of spirit and the conviction that we're going ahead with. We're targeting the youth. It is a quirky experience. So if you look at the way in how we've made the trailer or our first video, it's got a quirky and texture and fabric to it, and we maintain that, and we plan to consistently have that texture in our campaign so that people are conditioned to the kind of experience it is. And it's wonderful to see Deepika and Arjun act in films like this, because I feel that for a film like this, it's really, really important for big actors to be in movies like this, because it can help movies reach out to a far wider audiences. And I don't see why Finding Fanny will not do as well, if not more, than any films of this scale. See, I think we're very clear about who this film is meant for. We're very clear that it is a certain experience, and we don't want to lie about it. At the same time, we're very clear that it will appeal to the today's generation, and that can cut across different segments. Before we define what we want to do for the marketing, we were also very clear on who the TG is, which markets does it cut across, and the marketing campaign is designed for that TG. Of course, it's not as wide as Bang Bang, it is not going to be as wide as Bombay Velvet either, but it has its audience. And that's what it is meant for. Coming back to single screens and coming back to those markets, I feel it's meant for markets. It's SEC A or B. It's meant for a particular age profile, which is youth, and I feel those people across any market will reciprocate to this film. And yes, it's an urban film, and yes, it is going to be driven by cities, but that's who the film is meant for. I don't think that for any film, marketing or distribution can afford to work in silos or in isolation. It is always a hand-in-glove strategy, and it's actually one team. We're firming up our plans. It will be out really soon.